So it's the holiday season, and there's a lot of time being spent with families, and you kind of have to hope that what you want out of your family relationship is something that's positive and something that doesn't suck and that you can enjoy while you're out there stuffing your face with food and opening presents or doing whatever it is that you do during the holidays. But this whole election and the whole political climate of the world right now has really caused that to be problematic for a lot of families. And so there's some couple things, and I read a lot of tips online, and a lot of them are the same things: create safe spaces, agree not to talk about stuff. And sometimes that works, and that's great stuff to utilize if you can. I wanted to add a couple more that I haven't seen. They may be out there, I just haven't seen them, and I thought that it would be helpful for some of the people that care and listen to me. So first is when you're interacting with family, the goal is really for de-escalation, right? So like, honestly, the whole point is to be calm and happy and have a good time. And so what anybody ever wants in life ever is to be heard, right? So if you're a partnership and you're upset and you're mad at your partner and your partner's just bouncing back at you as to why you're wrong that you're upset, why you shouldn't be upset, what their side of the story is. If they don't hear you, it totally turns you off. It totally makes it very difficult to have a conversation. And so the same thing happens with families. It's no different. So if you are with your family and it starts to get a little heated, stop. For the sake of peace, go ahead and just approve, or allow yourselves to just approve what they have to say, to just accept what they have to say and say that I hear you, I get it. Like, all you have to do is just be like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Or even if it doesn't make sense to me, I can understand why you would feel that way. Or even if you don't understand how they would feel that way, I accept that you feel that way. Why is that so hard? That shouldn't be something that's so hard. And I know that we get really tense about things and we want people to understand our point of view, but we can't expect people to understand our point of view if we refuse to understand theirs. So that's number one. Number two is, if it's not new information, there's probably not any reason to share it, especially when it comes to political conversations. I mean, it's one thing if you guys are having a discourse and there's some back and forth and there's some really interesting tidbits going on. It's another thing entirely if you're just repeating yourself over and over again, or you're repeating what the other person's probably heard. There is no sense in just being a broken record about something. So if you happen to be in an argument with somebody, or you start to feel that something is escalating during the holiday season, just ask yourself, before I add more to this conversation, is it new? Is it different? Is it something maybe they haven't heard before? And then go ahead and express it. And then if it isn't, then ask yourself whether or not it really makes sense to go ahead and say it. And then the final one that I would suggest, if you have a really cool family, and some families are totally open to this, go ahead and have if you really have some people that are open, that really want to discuss this stuff, try having a debate switch side. So have one person debate the complete opposite side that they believe, and that other opposing person debate the other side that they have. And the whole goal is to win, make the reward like the last piece of pie or whatever it is that you really want. Somebody gets to trade their Christmas present, whatever it is. Try to make it so that it's fun and it's exciting. And what happens is when you're forced to debate the other side and win, you're much more likely to hear and be open to what other people may have been saying before. Like, if somebody told me right now that I would win $1 million or even $1,000 if I could debate that the sky is green, well, I'm going to go ahead and come up with a pretty solid argument because I want to go ahead and win. That's just who we are. And so if you have a family that's kind of open, that loves discussion, that loves conversation, that might be a good tactic to use to try to see if we can open up the discourse of conversation and lower the discord in your conversation. And those are my tips. Have a happy holiday. Thanks.